All right, how we doing, everybody? Nathan Brooks with Sutton Group Select Realty. It is Monday morning, about 11 o'clock here, March 23rd, and I am happy to have John Smallwood, owner, operator of 360 Health Group on the line with me here today. John, can you hear me okay?
Very well, thank you.
Excellent. You're looking dapper in your company colors and the nice logo out behind you there. That's very sharp.
Yeah, my clinic is one of my homes. So even though we've been shut down for a bit, I've been coming in here daily. So
I can imagine. So what the purpose of these conversations is, like I said before, it's nothing scripted. It's always light, but it's just an opportunity as the COVID-19 continues to unfold. We've got a lot more people working through modified schedules, and I thought it would be a neat opportunity for others to learn just a little bit about some of the small businesses. You know, we're right here in London, Ontario, and how you guys are managing, how you're working through it. And if you don't mind, what is the current lay of the land over there? I guess prior to COVID-19, what are the services that 360 even offers?
well, we are a small physiotherapy massage therapy clinic. We are in Byron. We are the brunt of jokes because we took over the Starbucks when they shut down. We didn't close down the Starbucks, so it's not our fault. But we are where the Starbucks used to be on Main Street. We physiotherapy, massage therapy. We're a small clinic with a pretty decent reputation. We do a lot of runners. We do a lot of just starting to get into the climbing industry, and we're different than most. We're a completely hands-on clinic, and hands-on is probably one of the worst things you could possibly be right now. So
I can
we
imagine.
we're just trying to get through this.
What, okay, so in reference to the clinic, John, how many people do you have working with you, practitioners, and um, good grief, help me understand any number of clients on a given day you would have coming through the front door, if you don't mind.
So we are, like I said, fairly small clinic, but we are growing. We've got 3 full-time physiotherapists, one full-time desk staff, and 1 part-time desk staff because we're open for about 10 to 11 hours a day. So we can't have one person answering the phone all day long and rebooking patients all day long. So 1.5 desk staff, and then we've got 6 massage therapists, but only 2 of them are full-time. So we see a lot of patients a day. The daily revenue is about $3,000, and over the past, it's probably about, in the clinic on average, 15 patients per physiotherapist and 5 per massage therapist. So we've got a good 50, 60 people coming in a day.
Oh, that's excellent. And how long have you guys been up and running, John?
We've been here for just under 2 years. April 1st will be our 2-year anniversary, and it's not going to be the nicest 2-year anniversary. It's not going to be what we pictured, that's for sure.
More echoes than celebrations.
Yeah, exactly.
Understood. Okay, so and it's funny. I was actually kind of excited to hear that you'd like to jump on with me because I'm no stranger. Good grief. For those who don't know, myself and John and I have known each other for good grief, probably 20 years when he was working at another physiotherapy therapist, another company here in town. And I was a teenager at the time. So John's done lots of hands-on stuff to me, but in terms of, working my way back through injuries back when I tried to play sports and stuff. But for your industry, like you said, being very hands-on. So has this basically put everything to a halt? The doors, your company is the type of company that somebody will walk up and they'll see a notice in the front door, we are closed for business.
Absolutely. And it all came incredibly quickly. A week ago yesterday, I was in Newfoundland. We had a trip booked to go skiing, and then we were basically getting on the flight when we heard that the ski hill had shut down. So my family's there, so we went anyway, but there was it was a bit of a gong show of a weekend. And then on Sunday, I realized I had to get back because things were escalating so quickly. There was a lot of conversation about, should we be open? What should we be doing? What kind of measures should we be taking? So Monday we opened, we basically did your typical things, but we were getting obliterated with cancellations. And then on Tuesday, the word came down from our regulatory colleges that all non-essential physiotherapy and massage therapy should be canceled. I'd like to think I'm important, but I'm definitely not essential. So we knew that the only decision to make, it was the most fiscally unresponsible, but the most socially responsible decision I think I've ever had to make, that we had to shut the doors, and immediately. So as of Tuesday, we shut down the clinic, full stop, no graduated shutdown. It was a full stop, no more. We are a hands-on clinic. Every single practitioner touches their patients, and that was the thing. We knew that in order to do our part, the doors had to shut, and with the doors shut, there was going to be no revenue. So it just became one of those, oh my gosh, we have to cancel. I literally spent last week on the phone canceling over 500 patients, and that is a lot. That is, as I said, this is my almost second year anniversary will be on April, and business has been my thing. I don't take vacation often. I haven't had a week off without work in 5.5 years. I work, and work is what I know, and I like it. I love it. It's what I do.
So this is a major shift for you, having time to do calls, like having to do time calls like this, right?
Yeah. And so as a business owner, just literally turning away people that are calling to get new assessments. I never turn away assessments. Assessments are what we're built on. And then literally phoning up and seeing a completely full schedule for the next 2 weeks, and trying to phone and contact every single person just to say, I'm sorry, we've got to cancel this. And then there was this thing about the whole rebooking, and we didn't rebook one of them. We intentionally didn't, because everyone is saying March 30th, April 3rd, April 6th. There's different numbers out there as to when we're going to reopen. We don't know that. We don't know that at all. And if I was a bettor, I wouldn't put money on the fact that we're going to be open April 3rd again, April 1st, whatever the day may be. So it was one of those things that we literally took the clients, about 500 of them, out of the schedule and just made a list of them. And now they're just all basically hanging out in purgatory. And we're playing the waiting game. But it's, as a business owner, that's the tough thing. It's
nerve-wracking, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah.
What, so I'm kind of curious, was the demand still there? And when you're on the horn, you're making these phone calls, the unfortunate calls, because you have some clients that are in dire need of your service. You know, like their livelihood quite often hinges, I have no doubt, on the repair that you and your team can offer to get them back so that they can go and work, you know, whether they're in the trades or what have you.
Absolutely.
So did you have some clients that say, John, I really appreciate, you know, your social responsibility, but for Pete's sake, I got to do my job and I need you?
I don't know if
did it go that far?
The thing is, we haven't had a ton of that. Most people, virtually everyone, was 100% understanding. No one gave me slack over the phone. No one yelled at me. No one said, this is not the thing. Everyone. And I would imagine over the longer this goes, the more that's going to happen. Everyone realizes that physiotherapy is not essential and that public safety is. So it was nice hearing that people were very, very understanding, that people were 100% on board with cancellations. There have been a couple of people that have reached out and said, hey, what can I do? And I have no problem answering that. But I think as the length of this goes on, it is going to get more and more and more into that. But right now, people just want to hunker down and weather the storm, which is a great thing. It's not great for business. But it is a great thing as far as that goes.
Okay. So I'm going to ask a couple more questions, and I'm intentionally going to steer away from on the business side. I don't want to, I appreciate the fact that you're open and transparent in some of the numbers, and that's fantastic. I didn't expect that. So I appreciate you sharing that. but I'm not going to put you on the hot seat in terms of as a business owner and the government programs. I don't really want to get into that because there's a lot of stuff there that I don't think we know the answers to just yet. And I think that's confidential too, in terms of how you manage your business. So I respect that. But in terms of a go forward, let's just say, okay, you know what, here we are in week number 2, so to speak. For those clients that you do have on programs, they're currently up and running. They've been coming to and from for a period of time, and you had them on a plan. You know, maybe they're 2/3 of the way through their plan on where you're getting them back to ground zero, so to speak. Do you know, we always talk about necessity creating opportunity.
Yeah.
Are you guys looking internally at leveraging, case in point, whether it's a Zoom product, like a video conference where you could have Mr. or Mrs. Client at home and you want to give them that accountability check-in? Because I know accountability is important in your business too. It's not just lay on the table and we'll make it all go away.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We typically try to get the patients doing as much as they possibly can. All of our exercise, we're not the typical physio clinic that gets you in 3 times a week and makes you do exercise in the gym. Our exercise programs are home-based. So the patients have already been given a list of things to do, but we now need to, and you know, whether it's been 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks since our last appointment, we need to start to get those people progressed. Like I said, there hasn't been a demand for it yet because right now people are still getting used to sitting on the couch, watching TV. I don't think I've watched CBC News Network more in my entire life than I have this week. But that's the new norm for people this week. But as the week goes out, people will be more interested. So we have looked into all the different options for virtual appointments. And right now, the one that I chose is Zoom. A week ago, I've literally never heard of Zoom. And this is now my 5th webinar, conference call, whatever we want to talk about it, virtual chat that I've done since Thursday. So Zoom is a phenomenal program. It has tons and tons and tons of functionality. And so we are going to be recommending to any patient that wants any help that we get on board with Zoom. And I mean, I can do any type of conference call, but right now this is the one I'm looking at. And it's just one of those things that as we roll it out, hopefully it does work. The other benefit is insurance providers. Last week, we do direct billing for all of our patients. It's one thing, okay, there's the whole balance. Can I bill the same amount for an appointment that I'm not actually seeing them? And then there's the whole, you know, is it even socially responsible to collect money from them these days if we're not actually doing what we actually said we were going to do? But insurance companies came on board and they said before last week, if you did a virtual health appointment, it was 100% not covered. The insurance company said that is not physiotherapy. Within 2 days of our college saying we couldn't do hands-on work, all the major 3 providers as of last Wednesday came on board and said, yeah, virtual is now 100% billable. So it is a good thing. It's just a matter of now switching the focus of getting the public on board and getting, I mean, it's a big change. It's a huge change, and people did like what we did. But to be able to answer questions, progress programs, it is going to work fantastically. We just have to get.
I'm happy to hear that, buddy, because I know that there's a lot of small shops like you and I, and from the real estate side, I'm dealing with an entirely different suite of challenges and demands. But for you, it's nice to know that there may be a potential workaround for you guys. I don't know what the programs entail for costing measures or anything like that. Good grief. But if there are those clients that do rely on your services, and if you can take that time, not everybody's very tech savvy. And that's understandable.
That's part of the issue.
Yeah. But if you can slow it down, if one of my main takeaways going through this is it's just a pleasant reminder on how rush everybody was in today's society prior to COVID-19. It's actually kind of refreshing knowing that, okay, we can actually slow down, take a deep breath, do the right thing. And the demand will slowly start to decrease.
Absolutely.
right? So if I'm hearing you correctly, going forward, 360 is now looking at other opportunities to support their clients. The package that you guys offer is probably going to be a work in progress, if I hear that correctly, and that's okay.
There's going to be a big learning curve here, that's for sure.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's there's probably a light at the end of the tunnel. How far that tunnel is, we don't know just yet, but
Yeah.
we all have our responsibilities. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's anything else that you wanted to cover off here today on your side, John.
It's not a fun time, that's for sure. Being a business owner, being self-employed is one of those things that none of us planned for COVID-19. It was one of those, we didn't even have the ability to budget for it in any way, shape, or form. It came, I hate to say it came out of nowhere, because it honestly didn't, but the way it was life as normal until a week Friday, virtually. There were really no indications of gigantic shutdowns across the country / world, except in Italy. And then all of a sudden it went to this. So it was one of those things that the unknown is daunting. The unknown is, who knows how long this lasts, who knows where this goes. But this is a world issue. It's not an Ontario issue. It is not it's a world issue, and everyone is coming together, and everyone wants to talk, and everyone's been fantastic. And so it's just, where does this go going forward? Does this end April 1st? No. Does this end June 1st? I don't know. It's just a wait and see attitude, but everyone has been fantastic. There's been a whole bunch of interest in getting together, chatting, doing this kind of thing, Nate, which I have to thank you for. This was a fantastic opportunity to get together and chat. But it's the unknown is a little daunting, but at the same time, seeing everyone come together and actually be decent people is refreshing.
I would agree with that. I would agree. Well, you know what? It's the little things. Hopefully, between, if you and I combine our social networks, I'm sure this will reach an audience of 7, and just that much exposure for you is not a bad thing either.
No, exactly. Seven always goes a long way, Nate.
Oh gosh, that's coffee in the morning right there. So
we're gonna get through this, buddy.
That's true. That's true. Right on, Johnny. Well, I can't thank you enough for squeezing us in, because I know that you're probably fighting fires left and right, and having lots of those conversations with your clientele. And hopefully this just creates a little bit of an opening and some exposure to how you guys as a small business, how it's impacting you today, but it's also forcing you guys to think creatively.
Absolutely.
Options for all of us going forward.
I've got lots of time to learn. That's the one thing about this. We've got so much time to learn that it's not all bad. Let's say that way.
That's true. Right on, buddy. All right, we'll sign off for now. Have yourself a great day, okay?
Absolutely. You as well, Nate.
Thanks so much.
Thanks again.